Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. For those who are new here, my name is Psychic Bella Love, and you can book your own personal and private reading with me on my website, psychicbellalove.com, and coupon code FREE, all in caps, will get you an extra 30% off any appointment on my site. And if you are booking after November 30th, then you want to use coupon code NEW, all in caps, to get extra money off if you are a new client. And both of those codes do apply to all appointments on the site, excluding emergency appointments. And if you don't want to wait for my schedule to be clear, then you can book an emergency appointment, which gets you fast tracked to talking to me within 24 hours. Also, I do not ever accept requests for celebrity video readings on YouTube. However, you can join my Patreon at the appropriate tier for that option. And we also have exclusive lives and exclusive content. I never ever post any of my Patreon content anywhere else. That's a completely separate platform. That is where we can be 100% uncensored. We can talk about the Jakumatati, all of the crazy stuff that goes on in the industry over there. So if that is your vibe, that will be linked in the description box below, as well as my Instagram and my backup YouTube channel. And once we hit the 1,000 subscribers threshold on my backup channel, that is where we will be doing other celebrity live readings beyond just the Nicki Minaj Pink Friday ones. Also, if you are new here, make sure you hit that subscribe button and the bell notification, because I have daily uploads coming throughout all of November and December. And sometimes things happen. And, I run and record a video real quick if I have time in between clients. So my uploads are not on a consistent schedule. However, I do upload daily. So that's why you want to hit that bell so you don't miss out on anything. And this video is going to be taking a look at Kim's businesses, since I have done videos on Kylie's business ventures, and I've done stuff about Kim's marriages and her law career. So we wanted to see, because there's a lot of shady stuff going on with Kylie. It's like, wouldn't that also maybe pour over to Kim, because they have the same managers? So we're going to take a look at that. I already was starting this video and forgot to hit record. So I already have the cards all shuffled up with her energy in it, so I'm just going to give them a quick shuffle over again and then get to the questions. Also, if you are new here, I'm using an iPad stand because I broke my other stand, so this is the only angle we can be at until it's replaced. Okay, so Spirit, what can you tell us about Kim's businesses? Thank you. Are they as legit as she portrays them to be? Are they these big money makers like she wants us to think that they are? Thank you. Okay. It's funny because something that's coming up is that she is really worried about, everything that happened with Kylie's situation with Cody and Seed Beauty, and, now the FTC and all that stuff is involved. She is worried that that's going to come back on her, where, okay, maybe because nobody was claiming that my company was worth $1 billion. But obviously, if things proceed in the shareholders' favor with all of this lawsuit that they have against Cody, it will obviously make whoever has to then, really dig in and come up with whatever like that company is really worth. It's going to make them take a look at Kim's company, is what Spirit's saying, to make sure that they didn't also overpay for hers. And because of that, she's already been warned, by her business managers and lawyers and all of that. So Spirit says she is very, very nervous about how that is going to come back to possibly affect her. She's really hoping, that her mom is going to be able to spend something up. However, this is not going to be a Kris Jenner special that she's able to, turn around, because if you have not already, I did a series of videos last year predicting Kris was going to really lose her touch, and that things that would go on with her family would be, not only like really dramatic and stuff. And of course, people are already at this like breaking point that they're really fed up and sick of them, but that she wouldn't be able to always turn things back around in her favor and in their favor the way that she has in the past. And this is definitely, we've got the karma card here. We've got the 4 of Swords. We've got the 5 of Pentacles. We've got the 3 of Swords. Spirit is saying that, like I just said, whatever goes on with the whole Kylie situation, and this isn't even talking about the Seed Beauty lawsuit that they have against Kim, but Kylie's situation, since Kody purchased both of their companies, is going to require an evaluation of the worth of KKW. And Spirit is saying the same way that, if you've noticed, online it says Kylie's now worth 700 million. I've seen other like YouTube channels that have analyzed things and it's by people who actually would know about this kind of stuff, lawyers and things like that, who have estimated that Kylie Cosmetics was probably only worth about $150 million, and they were basing Kylie's net worth and the company's net worth off of like each other in some weird, crazy way. Like, oh, well, her name could be worth this much, that it would bring in this projected amount of money in the future. But that's banking on Kylie continuing to be as popular as you perceived her to be when she first started that company. And she's definitely not anymore. And, things could happen at any moment. Like this whole Astro World situation, that could have completely canceled Kylie, and then Kody would have been screwed if that's what they paid off of, And so there is something the same about Kim's KKW company and them banking more off of future sales projections because of Kim's popularity right now. And when they really actually have to put a real true monetary value on what is the company worth, not right this second, not what we think Kim's popularity in the future is going to make it be, that number is going to be much lower. And that's going to make people then take another look at Skims and her fragrances and say, is Kim really a billionaire either? Because this doesn't seem to be making any sense. So we might see Kim no longer being valued at this billionaire, and like Kylie, oh, you're now worth almost that. So Kim's gonna lose money off of this too. All of her businesses will be affected, Spirit is saying, because, when you're sitting there thinking about, okay, well, I mean, let's be honest, it was a process of private labeling and all of that. You were just private labeling the formula that you liked best, that this lab was able to produce, so you had a little bit of leeway in that, yes. but it's not your own custom formula that you owned. It was still a version of private labeling, and there's nothing wrong with that. But when you're trying to make it seem like you're just this badass bee who really does like create everything from scratch herself and has your own labs and has worked so hard on things, that's BS. And having people, you know, more and more so in their business and understanding how that all went, and then having all of this scrutiny about what that one is really worth, is going to make everybody else be like, well, I don't want to get ripped off if I'm buying your perfume, or I don't want to support this behavior, so I'm not buying Skims. I'll just go get me a pair of Spanx instead, because when she sold her company, she gave all of her employees $10,000 in first class tickets to anywhere. So at least she, you know, we know that she somewhat takes care of the people around her. Like, that's what this is going to end up looking like for Kim. So not only would it be, oh, KKW is now losing profit, Spirit saying all of her business as well. So Spirit, is Kim going to end up having to give up on KKW? Thank you. Spirit, please tell me yes or no. Will Kim completely give up on KKW because of all of this? She's going to sell it all off, let it dissolve. What's going to happen? Thank you. And we'll ask about Skims. And this is the thing too. It was such overkill for both of them to have cosmetic lines, and it's like, especially when you find out like they were basically the same thing anyways, just one thing had Kim's name on it and the other one had Kylie's, because, you know, the aforementioned Seed Beauty. So I don't know, it just seemed like, I know everybody was always like, oh, Kim wanted her own cosmetics company for years. Well, then she should have done it, because, you know, it just looks so weird to me, like, oh, you're jealous of Kylie and trying to copy her now. And I mean, I get it that Kim was always like known for her makeup and stuff, but still, it just seemed weird, right? Okay. And I mean, this market is just so crazy oversaturated with celebrity and influencer makeup lines anyways, that it's, and I'm not saying anything against anybody. I'm just like, to me, I honestly have tried so much makeup over the years. All my shit now just comes from like the drugstore, because I want to know that I can just always go get my same concealer, mascara that's tried and true. I don't care about, you know, oh, it has to have Dior's name on it, or Chanel, or, you know, is some kind of, oh, the prettiest packaging or whatever. It's just what works. And I would rather pour my money into skincare and other things that are going to benefit me more in the long term. Not that I just slap it on and wash it off later. So I'm like, I don't, you know, I don't have Lady Gaga eyeliners and Kylie lip kits and Kim contour sticks and all of that kind of stuff. And I think that most people are just kind of tired of all of that. I will be doing a video on Ariana's makeup line, and we'll see, you know, is that going to be the next Fenty, or is the consumer exhaustion of all of these celebrity makeup lines going to somehow negatively affect that? I haven't done it yet, so I'm not sure if this video will be up first or that, because I'm recording that right after this. So there's this thing of, I feel like Cody is going to, and I got the same thing in my Kylie video, that if Cody ends up holding on to the companies, because whoever is running Cody got some kind of ego that it's like, this is the hill I'm gonna freaking die on now. So they're still gonna try to hold on to Kim's and Kylie's companies, even though it's like, why just make them buy it back and be done with this, because it's more trouble than it was worth. But I do get that them being forced to sort of combine these lines into one thing, and it's like, these are the few things that people seem to actually like from Kim's line. Here's the stuff that does kind of sell from Kylie's, and merging it together and getting rid of other stuff that hasn't been a big seller and then adding in other products. So, but I also get that at some point too, with this like consolidation rebrands, they're going to drastically lower the prices on stuff too. So it's not going to be this luxury point that Kim and Kylie were trying to build their brands up to at least seem like they were. So it's the same thing, because it's like they have to figure out a way to make money off of the situation and their names, because there's a lot of other things coming down the pipeline, not just this kind of stuff that's really going to ding all the reputations of the Kardashians, because every time I read on any of them, the karma card comes out. I always get lots of ancestors being ready to start playing that spiritual Robin Hood I've told you guys about before on them, because they've definitely profited off of a lot of Black people's suffering or caused it for their own profit. So they've got some, you know, they've got some karma coming their way, and that's also going to affect Cody, you know, holding on to everything. So I feel like that's going to also play a big part in them having to completely rebrand, because it feels very similar to the whole KBD thing where, you know, all of her naughty and satanic stuff led to Sephora having to be like, we can't be cool to you anymore. So that's definitely going to be something that, you know, is happening. And if you guys, I mean, think about this. The Kardashians have had so many businesses, including, remember, they had some makeup line thing, and then the people sued them for not being able to, or not promoting it properly, or like having enough involvement in it or something. So like, honestly, other than keeping up with the Kardashians being on the air for so long, and really like that was just Kris Jenner's doing, what business venture have any of them done that's really been like super long-term successful? They sold off all the stores, you know, like they build things up and then they just turn around and get rid of them. And they usually do that at the height of like, oh, well, everybody perceives this to be something cool, so let's sell it off so that way we can make money and move on before it starts to lose money. So, or they drop things a lot because they aren't very popular too. I mean, what happened to Kris Jenner's cleaning line with Chrissy Teigen? I was just like, oh, please, Kris. Like, anybody believes you clean anything yourself anyways. Like, stop trying to be relatable. Because you guys literally get bowls of lettuce in plastic Tupperware delivered to you on a daily basis. So I don't know why you would think that we would assume that you're like really like in the kitchen getting it dirty and these are your favorite cleaning products. That would have made more sense if Khloe tried to come out with that, since that's like the vibe that they've always tried to push off on her with the Khloe CD. Like, it would have made sense if Khloe came out with a line of like organizing and cleaning products. But for Kris to do it, it's kind of like, I think you're just banking off of this whole like matriarch thing. But like, everybody knows you're not super like motherly, okay? Nobody mistakes you for being Betty Crocker, Kris. All right, so let's see. Spirit, can you tell us what the future of Skims is looking like? Thank you. Because I'll tell you guys this, I know like everybody was like losing their shit over the fact that she did this Fendi collab. And they were like, oh my God, Kim's business is just gonna keep being amazing. And she's gonna collab with Chanel next, watch, or whatever. I'm not saying she's not gonna collab with anybody else next, but it feels like one of those situations where you are pouring your all into hyping this business up so that way you can, you know, inflate the value of it, whether it's real or not, and then sell it off. Because this is the thing, you guys. Most of these rich white people do not sell off their companies the second that they become worth something. They work that and build it, and then later on make it public and then allow people to purchase shares of it. You know, look at Elon Musk, Mark Zuckerberg, like those types. It does not make sense that the second that your business has some value to it to just go and sell the controlling stake of it or a big chunk of it the way that Kylie and Kim did. That tells you that they never had any long-term commitment in those businesses, and they don't really truly actually care about them, because if you did, you know, you wouldn't do that. And it's despite whatever, you know, BS they want to claim of, oh, well, look, you know, it's, it gives us an opportunity to expand and, you know, have access to things we wouldn't have otherwise. Really? Because you're the Kardashians. You have enough, you know, capability built off of your own name and connections that you can meet the right people and work with them to make the right stuff happen without having to lose ownership of your own property. Like, let's be real, okay? So Kim has a huge tower card moment coming for her with this whole Skims thing. There's definitely, with the Devil card and the Ace of Pentacles here, Spirit is saying this is in relation to all of her businesses. This lie and inflation of it's worth more and doing more than what it really is, the same way that they were doing with Kylie's businesses. And so because of that, again, like I said, there is going to be all of this scrutiny that's going to come back around on everything else that Kim is involved with, the more that we get into the fallout of all of these lawsuits and things really start to move forwards, you know, in court. And this isn't something that Kim, you know, can just pay somebody off and settle. She really, you know, and this is the funny thing, Spirit saying her and Kylie, you know, are both going to be side-eyeing their mom, because their mom's the one that's always like, it's okay, don't worry, you know, and telling them to go say and do things. And it's like, you know what, Mom, you're the one that stuck us in this situation anyways and told us not to worry. And like, we can't trust you. Don't be surprised, you guys, if we don't hear over the next couple years, because this is going to take a couple years to completely unfold. This isn't going to be like next week, you know, Skims goes out of business, because obviously, like I said, other things have to happen with lawsuits to expose this and get this ball rolling and get to this place. And like I said, we have this final outcome card here of Justice with the Seven of Cups, talking about lies being exposed in the court of law. And that's where this Tower card moment comes in. Spirit's saying Kim may have to dissolve all of her businesses as a result of this, because it feels like she will have sold a portion of Skims off when this happens. And as a result of that, you know, then when it's like Kimberly inflated the worth of all of her businesses too, then obviously whoever purchased Skims is going to be like, okay, time to sue you, because obviously we overpaid also. So this little sham game that she's got going on with Kris Jenner is definitely going to spin right back around. It's spinning the block. Karma is spinning the block, Kris. It's coming for you guys. So Not good, not good. We may hear that she actually ends up being investigated for criminal charges also, the same way that Kylie and Chris will too. So if you guys missed those videos, please go back through my Baphomet Jenner and the Succubi Coven playlist, aka the Kardashian Jenner playlist. I just posted videos earlier this week on what's going to happen with all the Cody lawsuits and the effect on Kylie and Chris and Kylie's businesses. But this is, you know, Kylie's business issues and, you know, Kim's as well, is going to turn a huge microscope back on that family and everything that they promote or sell, and they're all going to lose money as a result of what Kylie and Kim and Chris are doing. Whew, so, but that's karma. Karma's spinning the block. It's coming for you. Anyways, guys, I love you all so much. I hope everybody is having an amazing day. And make sure you like this video. Comment down below. Do you think that any of Kim's products are even decent or worth buying anyways? Were you excited? Did you buy anything from the Skims Fendi collab? Let me know. Also, make sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell on your way out. And if you would like to book your own personal and private reading at 30% off, make sure you book before the end of the month. And follow the backup channel on my Instagram and join the Patreon. All that info will be linked in the description box below. And I hope everybody is having a great one. Bye!